Okay. So again, for differential equation, in solving for the general solution or particular solution of a certain differential equation, you have to verify if it is variable separable first para mas madali ang solution. You only have to separate x from y and then y from x or vice versa. Then you can apply or you can direct integrate the terms, all of the terms to get the general or particular solution. But if it is not variable separable, if you can trinay mo siya, let's say trinay mo umaga, tapos madaling araw na hindi mo pa rin ma-separate yung x sa y or y to x, i-try mo naman ng homogeneous next day. Okay, so i-try mo siya homogeneous next day. Then bandang gabi na hindi mo pa rin madali homogeneous, baka exact equation siya. Okay? So again, what is exact differential equation? So from the equation, from the general form of differential equation, m function of xy, the coefficient of dx, plus n function of y, the coefficient of dy is equal to 0. It is an exact equation if and only if the partial derivative of m, or the coefficient of dx, with respect to y is equal to the partial derivative of n, which is the coefficient of dy, with respect to x. They are equal. Okay. If they are equal, they are exact. Okay. What is partial differentiation? So I don't know if I already show a partial differentiation compared with total differentiation or complete differentiation. What do you mean by partial derivative or complete derivative or total derivative? Normally in your integral calculus, or sorry, in calculus, in differential calculus, ang ginagawa nyo is you're only getting the derivative of a certain function with respect to one variable only. So, for example, you have a given function, only a function of x, then you will get the derivative, okay, with respect to that variable only. If there are two or more variables, hindi na total differentiation yun, but instead you can have partial differentiation with respect to the first, the second, and the third variable, etc., and so on and so forth. Okay. So ibig sabihin lang here, the partial differentiation is if your function composed of two or more, partial derivative of m with respect to y is equal to the partial derivative of n with respect to x. The exact equation siya. Okay? So ang gagawin mo lang taking if your function is m function of x and y, if you are taking the derivative or the partial derivative of this function with respect to y, you will treat x as the constant. Okay? Kumbaga, dalawa yung variable mo. Kasi doon kasi puro isang variable lang. It's either x lang. Although merong derivative ng product or derivative ng quotient, etc. and so on and so forth. But still, it is only a function of x. Dalawang term nga yun, let's say x tangent x, you will get the derivative of function x tangent x. Isa-separate mo yon yung u, derivative ng ub, di ba? Yung x is your u and then your b is tangent. But they're both function of x only, okay, or alone. So pagka meron kang function na merong x tapos may y na, and then you will get the derivative, only partial differentiation. So with respect to x, o kaya naman with respect to y. So kaya pag ulitin ko, pag kumuha ka ng partial derivative with respect to y, you will treat the other variable as the constant, or as constant rather, as constant. So pagka ito naman, kinuha mo na may partial derivative ng n with respect to x, so kukuha ka ng derivative sa x, gagawin mo namang ititreat mong constant yung y. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. Same is true with integration. Yung partial integration, meron din partial integration. I-integrate mo siya with respect to the given variable, or yung, for example, this one is partial derivative of x, integrate mo siya with respect to x, and then you will treat y as the constant. Okay? Or y as constant. So ganun yung partial differentiation. Then we will perform testing of exactness. Okay? Or we will check the exactness of the equation later. I will just show you first all of the methods or solutions of exact differential equations. Okay na yan. Ito lang S. Okay, una muna, we have, I think we have 6 methods. Okay. Yung ibang libro, wala itong ibang nakasulat dito. I already compile all of the solution, including solution provided by one of the Filipino mathematician. Okay. So, una muna, yung galing sa libro ni Rainville and Biget. So, ito kasi yung pinakasikat na libro na ginagamit sa differential equation, yung I think elementary differential equation by Rainville. Dati Rainville lang yan, nadagdag si Biget. Okay? So, masuno rin ito eh. Okay, so ayan. So, meron siyang method doon, method 1. Medyo mahaba masyado and it is already obsolete. Okay? Pero we will still discuss this one. Una muna, let M is equal to partial derivative of f with respect to x. Ang basa dyan, partial derivative of f with respect to x. And call that equation 1. Then let n, the coefficient of dy, equals partial derivative of f with respect to y. And call that equation number 2. Then step 2, integrate equation 1 partially with respect to x, taking y as constant. Okay, yun ang sinasabi ko. So integrate mo to with respect to x, and then you will treat y as constant. Okay, integrate this partially. And then the result will be, I call that equation number 3. Then differentiate equation number 3 here, partially again, with respect to y naman. Ito, you will integrate with respect to x. Then y is the constant. Ito naman, differentiate with respect to y, taking x as constant. And let the result will be called equation number 4. Then equate equation 4 and then equation 2, mag-i-equal silang dalawa. Then the result, call that equation 5. Okay, bihira, aba. Then integrate equation 5 partially again with respect to y and let the result be equation 6. Okay, then substitute equation 6 to equation 3 with f is equal to c, and then the result will be the general solution of the differential equation. Medyo mahaba, I will discuss this on detail. I think it's better to understand if we will discuss if we will go on with the solution to discuss all of these steps. Okay, so that is method 1 by Rainville and Biget. Then there is another method again from Rainville and Biget that is quite similar, kaya lang nabaliktad. Itong ginawang equation 1, itong n, tapos itong equation 2. Then the rest, pares lang sila ng procedure. Ito siya. Okay. So mahaba yun. I will not anymore discuss this one. It's better to show that in the solution of the differential equation rather than I will explain this one by one. Medyo hindi rin masyadong maintindihan. Okay? So similar sila, nagkapalit lang. Ito, integrate mo muna with respect to x. Ito naman with respect to y, taking the other variable as constant. Okay. Then there is another method provided by the book of Wiley and Barrett. That is engineering mathematics. So yung engineering mathematics by Wiley and Barrett. Okay, so meron doon. Then ito siya, may provide siyang dalawang formula. Okay. So this one is, basahin ko lang isa, the integral from 0 to x of m function of ty. Di ba meron tayong mxy? So ito ginawa niyang mty, partial derivative of t, plus the integral from 0 to y n function of 0t, then delta t is equal to c1. So you will perform here partial integration with respect to t of this function. Similarly, the limit is from 0 to x. Then similarly with the other term, you will integrate partially with respect to t, yung n0t function is equal to c1. Or this one is the another formula. It is quite similar to this one. Kaya lang, ito, naging mt0. Kasi ito nxt. n0t, mty. Okay. Substitution lang naman yun ng function. Okay. Then the result is already the general solution. Method 4. Okay. So merong method 4. Ito, ewan ko saan kinuha ng prop ko to, pero ito yung solution niya. It is equal to the summation. Pilipino may ano nito eh. Summation of the direct integrable plus the sorry, the summation of the integral of the direct integrable plus the integral of the non-direct integrable is equal to a constancy. Okay? Where yung DI, okay, DI is the direct integrable. Ano yung direct integrable? If you will try to recall yung variable separable differential equation, pag pwede mo na siyang integrate, ang tawag doon direct integrable na siya. So if you have this differential dx, then yung coefficient niya is a function of x, pwede mo na siyang integrate. That is direct integrable. Then if you have the differential dy, then the coefficient niya is q function of y alone. Therefore, this is direct integrable. Okay. Then the non-direct integrable is that yung differential niya, ang coefficient niya ay still a function of x and y. Similarly here, pagka mayroong function of x and y, hindi function of x lang, that is non-direct integrable. Similarly here. Okay? So pagka nakita mo yung differential, dx ang nakalagay, tapos nagkaroon ng y, hindi siya pwedeng integrate. Similarly here, kung meron kang dy, tapos may kasama siyang x, hindi siya direct integrable. Okay? It's better to utilize only two variables, x and y, in explaining this. Pero later kasi sa mga problems, iba-iba yung mga variable minsan ng binibigay. It's not only x and y. But in our discussion, mas madaling x and y na lang yung example natin. Ayan. Ang gagawin mo dito, integrate all the direct integrable and choose only the non-direct integrable of m o kaya naman sa n. Then integrate partially with respect to one particular variable, which is the differential, taking the other variable as constant. Okay. So, basta ganun yan. Ang gagawin mo dyan, una mo na expand mo yung i-distribute mo yung differential doon sa lahat ng terms, sa coefficient nila. Then, piliin nyo lang kung alin yung direct integrable tsaka yung non-direct integrable. So sa direct integrable, pwede mo na siya, pag samasamahin mo lahat yun, tapos doon sa non-direct integrable, mamimili ka lang sa m or sa n. Then you will integrate that partially, yung itong portion na to. Okay. So, yan yung isa. Then there is another method. Okay. Nagtatalo-talo pa kung sino na naka-invento nito. Okay. Just integrate m partially with respect to x, and then integrate n partially with respect to y, it is equal to a constant. Then, pagka merong nagkapareha sa kanila, cancelin mo lang. Pag may term na nagkamuka, cancelin mo lang siya. Okay. This is quite unbelievable or parang nakakapagtaka kung bakit ganun. But that is the method na accepted na yan. Kay isang method dyan na napakadali na tama naman ang sagot eh. So we have to accept. Ang ginagawa dyan, kinakancel lang. Okay, so yun ang method doon. Pinoy din yata nakaano nito. Then, merong last method, yung method 6, yung exact differential. Okay, this is more realistic or believable yung method ng exact differential equation. Lahat ng method na yun, from method 1 up to method 5, medyo mag-iisip ka kung tama ba yung solution na yan. Okay? Kasi hindi mo alam kung paano nangyari. But this exact differential is more, tawag dito, acceptable or believable na solution. So ang gagawin dyan, you will just transform the equation into variable separable differential equation by substituting exact differential. So mag-ano ka lang, magkakaroon ka lang ng konting simplification or simplification doon sa equation mo. Then by substituting exact differentials like this one, you can transform that to variable separable differential equation or yung solution na ng variable separable differential equation. Kasi minsan may makikita kang term, for example, may makikita kang term doon sa differential equation after tawag dito yung i-expand mo or di-distribute mo yung derivative doon sa coefficient niya. May makikita kang gantong term which is exactly the derivative of xy. For example, this one, x dy plus y dx is exactly the derivative of xy. O pwede mong i-reduce. Kasi ito hindi siya direct integrable, hindi mo siya ma-integrate kasi x dy, y dx. Pero meron palang equivalent ito in exact differential, which is derivative ng xy. Similarly with the derivative of the y over x, it is equal to x dy minus y dx all over x squared. And same is true with derivative of x over y. Ganito naman ang kanyang equivalent. So instead of anuhin mo siya, try mo siya paano siya magiging direct integrable, okay, without substituting any exact differential. Mas maganda pwede nating by introducing an exact differential, pwede natin siyang i-convert into variable separable differential equation. So ganun ang mangyayari. So napakarami, hindi lang naman ito yung mga exact differential. You can invent exact differential. Pwede kang gumawa ng, for example, derivative ng yun nga, yung x tangent, for example, or x sin x. It is equivalent, x sin y pala, x sin y is equal to, ano siya? Sin y dx, yung hirap magsulat, pasensya na, plus x, derivative ng cosine is cosine y dy. Pag nakita mo yan doon sa term doon sa differential equation mo, pwede mo siya i-substitute as derivative ng x sin y. So parang nangyayari yung derivative ng yung derivative ng xy or itong derivative ng sin y, parang magiging u siya. Now once na in-integrate mo yon, siya, the result is equal to x sin y na lang. Hirap magsulat. Sa mouse lang kasi. Parang ito, pag in-integrate mo to, yung integral of dxy, parang ito yung u, the integral of du is u or is equal to xy lang. So, yun, napakadali, di ba? So, komplikado, katulad dito, napakahirap gawin ito na mahirap solvein to kung hindi mo alam yung that is equivalent to derivative ng r tan y. So ito yung method sa exact differential equation na mas realistic or mas mapaniwala. Okay. Kaya lang ito, mga invento na lang ito, yung dalawa na to. But this one is galing to sa book talaga. But this is accepted, yung dalawa na yan. Okay. I think. Then let's try to do this example. Okay. Solve this example. So ano muna, you have to test the equation for exactness and obtain the general solution. Okay. So ano muna, is this variable separable? I don't think so. You cannot separate x from y. If you can factor out x, magkakaroon ng x squared doon. Ito, hindi siguro palagi ko hindi. Okay. Then, homogeneous ba to? Homogeneous ba? Magiging x squared dito. Ito, magiging x cubed. So, therefore, hindi na siya homogeneous. Ano tawag sa kanya? Class, pagka hindi homogeneous? Homobobo. Okay, so, okay, ito lang natin yung mga ano natin. Then, copy the problem, then test for exactness. Okay. Una muna, again, in order to test the exactness, so kailangan ikunin natin yung partial derivative ng m. Hirap nang magsulat. With respect to y, dapat equal yan sa partial derivative ng n with respect to x. Okay? So, dapat ganun. So, ito yung m, tapos ito yung n. Okay? Then, get the partial derivative with respect to y. I-treat mo ngayon yung x as constant. So, 2x, derivative ng y, 1. So, therefore, 2x. Then, this one is a constant, so derivative ng constant is 0. Kaya ang magiging partial derivative of m with respect to y is just 2x. Kung gusto mo kunin yung partial derivative of m with respect to x naman, yung y ang magiging constant mo. So, magiging 2y plus, derivative nito, hindi na siya constant, 3x squared. Yun yung magiging partial derivative of f with respect to m, with respect to x, rather. Okay, pero ito interesado tayo sa partial derivative of n with respect to y. So here, the partial derivative of n naman with respect to x, So ito, hindi na to constant. So with respect to x, so this will become 2x. Then ito, constant ito, 0. Kaya equal silang dalawa. If they are equal, ano sila? Exact! Okay, so yun ang ano natin, ano? Yun ang sound coding natin. Exact! Okay, so exact. Dapat may apostrophe, may ano pa ito, interrogative mark pa nga. Okay, exact! Okay, yun. Exact. Okay. Then, let's try to solve using first method 1. Ito medyo mahaba, pero focus nyo lang. Namnamin nyo lang yung solution kahit mahaba. So, una muna, let m, ito yung m, yung coefficient ng dx, equals partial derivative of f with respect to x. Ayan. And call that equation number 1. Then let n naman, the other, ito yung coefficient ng dy, equals partial derivative of f with respect to y equals x squared plus y squared. Then, step 2. Okay na yun, ha? So, ito, equation 1, ito, equation 2. Equal yan dito. Then, integrate equation 1 partially with respect to x. With respect to x, taking y as constant. So, from equation 1, the partial derivative of f with respect to x is equal to 2xy plus x cubed. Cross multiply, magiging partial derivative of f is equal to quantity 2xy plus x cubed, partial derivative of x. Then, sabi dito, integrate partially with respect to x. Take as the constant. So, parang in-integrate mo yung derivative, babalik lang sa original function or f. This one, ito naman, integrate partially with respect to x. So, magiging constant mo yung y. Integral ng x is x squared over 2. Kaya makakancel yung 2, x squared y na lang. Ito naman, with respect to x, x to the 4th over 4. Kaya ito lalabas. Then, another, pag nag-integrate tayo, may lumalabas na plus c, di ba? Plus constant. Kaya lang, yung constant na yon, so since this is partial integration, yung constant na yon is always a function of the constant which is y. Kaya yung constant mo dito is a function of y, not numerical or yung numerical value na constant, but instead, it is a function of y because you're taking the partial integration and then itrinit mo na constant yung y, so therefore the constant is a function of y. Take na tayo ng pagkakaiba ng partial differentiation sa total integration, differentiation and integration sa total or complete integration or differentiation. So here, yung constant mo magiging function of the constant which is y, and call that equation number 3. Then step 3, differentiate equation 3 partially with respect to y naman, taking x as the constant. So taking x as the constant, so partially with respect to y, so the partial derivative of f with respect to y is equal to, magiging constant yung x, so magiging x squared na lang, derivative ng y is 1. Tapos ito, constant ito, 0 to. Tapos ito, this is not a constant anymore with respect to y, but it's a function of y, so therefore, the derivative of function of y is h prime y. Tignan, ano? Di ba dun sa derivative natin, fx, pag kinuha derivative, f prime x, di ba? So ito, magiging hy ito, magiging h prime y. Okay. Then, call that equation number 4. Then step 4, equal yung equate equation 2, kasi equal silang dalawa, and then equation 4. Yan, notice nyo? Equal silang dalawa. Ayan, equal. So, equate equation 4 and equation 2. Again, this one is equation 2. Kinopya ko lang doon sa ano. Nilagay ko na rito yung another solution para hindi kas as much as possible gusto ko magkasya sa isang screen para madaling masundan yung solution, para ka nasa blackboard, nasa face to face tayo na classroom, na klase. Ano doon lahat yung mga sinundan na lecture, mas madaling intindihan kaysa doon sa wala na kagad yung sinundan. Yun ang hindi maganda sa PowerPoint, lalo na kung napuputol yung ano. Anyway, so equate equation 2 and then equation 4. So ito yung equation 2, tapos ito yung equation 4. Then mapapansin nyo dyan, lagi yon may makakancel. May makakancel na function of x. Kasi y to may makakancel. And the result will be a function of y because this one is a function of y or a constant. It's either y or numerical constant. Okay? And then call that equation number 5. Then integrate equation 5 partially with respect to y. Integrate mo siya with respect to y. So integrate mo na siya. Pag in-integrate mo yung h prime y, kanina dinifferentiate natin, naging h prime y. Pag in-integrate mo, babalik lang siya sa original. So ito magiging hy, then this will become partially with respect to y cubed over 3. So hy is y cubed over 3. Okay. Actually, ang hahanapin lang natin yung hy. Ito, pag in-integrate mo siya ng isa, hanapin lang yung hy. And that hy, substitute sa equation 3 with f is equal to a constant. And that will be your general solution. Okay? So, f is equal to c, x squared x plus x to the fourth over 4 plus hy, which is y cubed over 3. So, ganun kahaba yung solution nito. But actually, yung method na to, hinahanap mo lang itong hy. Yun lang. Yan, nahaba ng solution yan. Okay? So, ulitin ko. This is the solution. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Then step 4, equate. Then step 5, integrate. Then step 6, equate. Okay. Then, that is ano. Then, how about method 2? It is similar to method 1. So, ang mangyayari, ito naman na magiging equation 1, ito magiging equation 2. Nagpalit lang silang dalawa. But still, partial derivative of f with respect to y din to. Ito with respect to x. Okay. Step 2. Integrate equation 1 partially with respect to y naman. So, ito, equation 1 with respect to y. So, cross multiply, then integrate. So, this will become f. Then ito, with respect to y, constant yan, x squared y plus y cubed over 3 plus a constant which is a function of x because our constant here now is x. Call that equation 3. Then differentiate equation 3 partially with respect to y, taking y as the constant. So partial derivative of f with respect to x is equal to, so with respect to the partially naman to, with differentiate with respect to x, so magiging constant yung y, so magiging 2xy. Ayun. Then ito, constant yung y, 0. Plus ito, derivative ng hx is h prime x. Then again, equate equation 4 and then equation 2. So ito equation 2. This one is equation 4. May makakancel naman. 2xy cancel. Then h prime is equal to, h prime x is equal to x cubed. Call that equation 5. Then integrate equation 5 partially with respect to y. Then the integral of ito. Ayun. With respect to sorry, this one is with respect to ano to? With respect to x. Sorry So typo yan. So with respect to ano yan? With respect, teka kulang ko lang, baka makalimutan ko para ma-edit ko na. So ayan. Ayun. So with respect to x to. Ayan. Then this will become hx, then x to the fourth over 4. Kasi normally kasi copy and paste lang Medyo nagkakaroon ng typographical error, di maiwasan. So ito, medyo siguro nabura rito, nabura lang dito yung ano. Alam ko meron dito yan, mahaba ito nabura lang. Kaya yan. Mahaba, ayan, may nabura lang dito sa portion yan. With respect to x yan. Okay, so ayan. Then substitute dito. Yun lang din naman ang hahanapin natin Then pag sinubstitute mo doon, with f is equal to c, then this will be your final answer. Okay. So yan, x squared y plus y cubed over 3 plus hx, which is x to the fourth over 4. Haba, ano? Kainis. Talagang nakakainis yan, napakahaba. So punta tayo sa method 3. Okay. So yung kay Wiley and Barrett. So ito yung dalawang equation niya or dalawang formula. So muna, kailangan makuha natin yung function na to. Okay. Ito yung, tsaka ito, yun, apat na function na yun. So ito yung mxy, tapos ito yung nxy. Hanapin natin yung, kunin natin yung mty. So ang gagawin mo lang, go back with your differential calculus sa function and limits. I-replace mo lang yung x by t, then y by y. So yun. Replace x by t, then y by y. So magiging 2t y. Tapos this will become t cube. Okay. Okay, so sige. Ingatan nyo lang pagbabasa nito na hindi maganda. Okay, ayan. Then, ito naman yung pangalawa, N0t. So, substitute mo lang yung x or replace x by 0, then y by t. So, x by 0, then y by t. So, magiging t squared. Okay, dahil naman t niyan. Nakainis. Then ito, hanapin din natin to. Okay. mt0 is equal to replace x by t, then y by 0. Kaya naging 0 siya. Then x by t, t cube, magiging t cube siya. Okay? And similarly, another, nxt, replace x by x, y by t. So x by x, y by t. So x squared plus t squared. Then, from the first formula, the integral from 0 to x of mty partial derivative of t plus the integral from 0 to y of n0t dt is equal to c1. Substitute natin to, mty. Yan. Then ito, t squared dt. Tapos huwag nyo ngongongoin kaysa ang pagbabasa. Huwag ngongongoin yung dt. Okay, so iba dating. Okay, ayan. Integrate partially ito. You will treat the other variable as constant. So yung y mo dito is constant. So ito magiging 2yt. So magiging 2y t squared over 2 or magiging t squared y na lang. Ito naman magiging t to the fourth over 4. Tapos ito, t cube over 3. So ayun siya. So then, again, t squared y. Kasi t ang integrate natin yan. So t squared over 2, mawawala lang yung 2y. Then plus t to the fourth over 4, tsaka t cube over 3. Then the limit is from 0 to x and then 0 to y itong kabila. Then apply the upper limit. So magiging x squared y, x to the fourth over 4. Apply mo yung 0 doon, magiging 0 to. Apply mo to doon, magiging 0. So wala na yung, yung lower limit. Then ito magiging y cube over 3 minus 0 cube over 3. So plus y cube over 3 is equal to c1. And that is your final answer. So mas madali ito kumpara doon sa method 1 and 2. Then for the second formula, ito naman, mt0. So sa palitan lang natin, ito naman ang gamitin natin, t cube, tsaka ito. Yun. Then the integral is t cube of t cube dt is t to the fourth over 4. Then this one is a constant yung x, magiging x squared t. Tapos ito magiging t cube over 3. Ayan. So this one is t to the fourth over 4. X squared t plus t cube over 3. Apply the upper limit, then minus the lower limit. So x to the fourth minus 0. Then ito, x squared y plus y cube over 3. Tapos ito, pag in-apply mo doon yung t, 0. Ito, 0 na naman. So therefore, ito yung magiging final answer. Parehas lang sila. Nagre-rearrange lang ng position. Okay, pero they are the same. Okay, so I think mas madali ito kay Wiley and Barrett. Then, yung method 4 naman, direct integrable, summation of direct integrable, then plus, choose mo lang yung isa doon sa non-direct integrable. It's either from n or from m. Okay. So here, ang gagawin mo, i-distribute mo ito doon. Pag distribute mo yan, this will become 2y dx, then x cubed dx. Then ito, x squared dy, y squared dy is equal to 0. Mapapansin nyo may mga direct integrable dyan. Ito, direct integrable. Ma-integrate mo siya. X cubed dx. Tsaka ito, y squared dy. Pag samasamahin natin yan, ito hindi eh. Kasi may dx ito, may y. Tapos ito, dy ito. Kaso x ang kanyang coefficient. So therefore, ang direct integrable mo ay yung x cubed dx saka yung y squared dy. Yung non-direct integrable naman is 2y dx or ito kasi para sa m, tapos dito sa n ay yung x squared dy. So ano gagawin? Lahat ng direct integrable, integrate mo. Tapos sa non-direct integrable, mamili ka lang doon sa m or n. Ayun. So ito yung binasa natin kanina. Then, integrate mo yung x cube, tsaka yung y squared, ito. Then mamili ka lang dito sa dalawa. I think mas madali ang pinili ko ito. Then do integration, partial integration. So x squared dy. So ito maging x to the fourth over 4, y cube over 3. Tapos ito with respect to y, x squared y is equal to a constant, let's say c1. And that is the answer. Parehas yan. Pwede lang magkaiba sa constant, pero pwede uli silang magkaparehas. Kasi by Constant naman sila. Then method 5, eto, ang gawin mo lang, integrate mo lang ito. Partially with respect to x, tapos ito with respect to y. Okay. Then taking the other variable as the constant, so integrate mo lang ito, 2xy plus x cubed partial derivative of x plus integral of x squared plus y squared partial derivative of y. So ito mangyayari, 2xy, integral mo with respect to x, maging x squared y. Ito naman, with respect to x, x cubed, x to the fourth over 4. Tapos ito, with respect to y, constant ito, x squared y. Tapos ito, with respect to y, y cubed over 3 is equal to a constant. Napansin nyo, may magkakaparehas dito. Yan. Yun, parehas na yung dalawa na yan. I-cancelin mo lang yung isa. Hindi parehas sila. Isa lang. Then, yung matitira na lang is x squared y plus x to the fourth over 4 plus y cubed over 3 equals the constant. Okay? So, yun lang. Style lang ng mga Pinoy. Kinancel lang siya. Okay, then, yun na kagad yung sagot. Okay, dali, ano? Okay. Ito yung pinaka-sabi ko ulit, integrate mo lang ulit partially with respect to x, yung n naman with respect to y, then pag kami nagkaparehas. Sir, paano kung walang nagkaparehas? Imposible. Okay. Imposibleng wala. Kailangan kasi magkaroon. Okay? Yan. Ito yung sabi ko sa inyo, more realistic solution by applying exact differential. Distribute again, distribute ulit to xy dx plus x cubed, then x squared y squared dy. So, yung non-direct, yung direct integrable, separate mo na siya. Ito, separate mo, tapos ito na lang dalawa. Yun. So, nag-interchange lang or nag-reposition, nag-rearrangement lang ng term. Kaya lang ito is exactly the derivative of what? Ito kasi is eksaktong derivative ng x squared y. Derivative ng x squared y. Because the derivative of x squared y is x squared y dy, ito yun. Then y, derivative ng x squared is 2x dx, ito siya. So therefore, we can replace this by exact differential x squared y. Derivative ng x squared y. Ayun, no? You know. Okay, so ayun, no? Then magiging dx squared, pag sinubstitute, ito pa rin yun. Then mapapansin nyo, this will become direct integrable. Pwede mo na siyang integrate. Ito kasi parang u lang siya. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, parang integral of du or the result is u or x squared y. Then ito, x to the fourth over 4, ito, y cubed over 3. And that is the final answer. Okay? And that is the solution of exact differential equation using 6 methods. Okay? So, 6 methods siya. Okay? Ito siya. I think na-pause ko na naman to. Yun lang, may konting correction lang. Typographical error lang doon. So, ito yung kanyang solution. And then, binigyan ko naman kayo ng